Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Let's get to work. We need to finish up the script that we started working on yesterday. Just give me 1 second.
Blame it on the weather, but
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Oh my gosh, the whole time I was muted. So, Pairbender, it is good to see you. I wonder what you're working on lately. There is, I was kind of just saying that time is hard. There's just not enough time in life. But I wouldn't have it any other way. Serialized fields. Has this game taken longer than I would have hoped? Yes. But at the same time, it's incredibly fun. But I do wish I had more time because I'm excited to work on this. I'd be working on this all day if I could. But right now, that is not something that is possible. dictionary, blah, 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 blah. Good type pool. You stop playing games and you have no projects that you're working on. Bouncing from one thing. What do you mean bouncing from one to the next though? Do you mean you're just focusing on one thing at a time? I don't understand. You said you stopped playing games and you have no projects, but you're bouncing between one thing, one to the next. A recurring theme in your ideas is learning Japanese, though. Yeah, man. Wait, don't you? No, you don't live in Japan. That's Ameripan and Muniz. You do live in Japan. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think learning Japan while you live in Japan is probably a pretty good idea. Probably wouldn't hurt. You're definitely exposed to it. Well, I mean, I think you're right. AI does help with like rapid prototypes, which I think is really, really cool. I do think that that's a good thing though, right? Like ideas, everyone has ideas and everyone has a lot of ideas. And the whole point about prototyping and trying those ideas out and then moving on is that not all ideas are good ideas. And so like these are good things, right? Finding out that your ideas suck fast is a really positive. You want to be able to know that your idea sucks so that you move on to the next one without investing too much time, right? That being said, like there's also, it depends on what the end goal is, right? Like if you have an idea that sucks but you're doing something that is fulfilling to you, then so be it, right? I was interviewing someone today and they got really excited about I was interviewing someone yesterday and they got really excited about one of the side projects that they are working on. Like you could see that their like face like lit up and they got like super, they really wanted to talk about it. So like, of course, I'm like, yeah, tell me about the side project that you're working on. And then they basically said it was a to-do list, right? And like, you know, that's a pretty shitty idea. Everyone has it. Like there's 1,000,001 to-do lists out there in the market. It's not like that's $1 million idea. But if the goal is to learn something, then absolutely, right? Like that's a great idea for learning a new language, for example, because it's a very simple idea. But it also sounded like they were building something for themselves, you know, something that was specific to their own needs. And that's not a bad idea either, right? Like if you want to build something for yourself, because nothing else really does exactly what you want it to do, or it's both an opportunity to learn and an opportunity for you to be like, hey, like this is my own app. Like I think that's really cool. And then I also think that like if something resonates with you, if it's an idea that you like, it's an idea that you know, a problem that you're trying to solve for yourself, probably other people would be interested in that as well. So I think there's always that overlap. Still don't think it's $1 million idea. I don't think it's that like good of an idea, but you know, for the person it's fine. I also want to reflect on my habit of going from idea to execution mode. Like when is the right time to choose to go forward with that? I like making stuff. So often I go into execution mode. I think that's fine. I don't think that's a bad thing, right? Here's one that you made that you stopped working on. Let me pull it up. I don't think like rap. I think that's actually what you're describing as a bad thing is potentially like a good thing. Uju. Hand. Hold. Oh, understood. I mean, I don't fully understand, but this is cool. I'm actually doing it right. I'm just like randomly choosing stuff. Woman, cause. All right, because you're trying to, we're learning, right? Matrimony. I think this is cool. Okay, now I lost my train of thought. I think that is that. Oh, what happens when you do that? Matrimony. Oh, shit. Uh-oh. I like that. I think that's a great idea. I think that's really cool. That's a fun little app. So I do think what you describe as maybe like a bad thing, that you are able, that you go from idea to execution really quickly, is not actually like a bad thing. I think that's actually like a positive, right? To be able to, like, I think people struggle to execute on ideas normally. And everyone like kind of like has like a ton of ideas floating in their mind and then they never execute on it. And so I think like for you to be able to rapidly prototype something and get your idea onto paper is actually a very strong positive, right? And now the question after that is, where do you go from there, right? Do you then just abandon everything, or do you do some like, do you consider taking one or two things further down the line, right? Like doing play tests or market research or marketing or whatever to see if there's more people that are interested in a thing. Yeah, I mean, I think that's good too, right? Like having built all the ideas that are in your head is also like probably a good state to be in, because now you're like, okay, what's next? And you can maybe give it some deeper thought. Howdy there, not hacks, just lag, bro. What's happening, dude? Oh, Hall now, is this Unity? Yeah, it's Unity. How do I still have a soul? Who says that I have a soul? If there are meta ideas or themes, like learn all the Joyo kanji. Yeah, you're kind of procrastinating on just studying it and like using tried and true methods like flashcards, for sure. Fair point. Nobody in game development has a soul. I don't know if that's true or not. But, I wouldn't equate using a specific engine as a good or bad thing. What's your problem with Unity? Yeah, I'm working on a typing game. It is it's like a sort of a story-driven typing game, inspired a little bit from like things like Frog Fractions and Wario Worlds. Right now I'm working on a CRT shader. I mean, you use Unreal Engine. Do you have a soul? So right now I am working on just scripting out like this CRT intensity so I could add it to events. Exactly, there you go. So we're all a little soulless. So typing game, type the words, try to get it under a certain amount of time. And then we get into some story-driven stuff, and then we get into some mini games. I'm just skipping through things right now. Obviously, you got to type more of the words, but that's what it is. And so now I'm at the like 95% part of this before shipping. I'm just adding. I mean, there's a couple of like some glitchiness in like the alpha channel. Gotta like just update some of the graphics, update some of the sound effects, weave in some of the story beats, and then we'll be done. Low-key love the UI. Thank you, I appreciate that. I like it too. It feels simple, but it's also yeah, I don't know. I like it. Obviously, I wouldn't build it if I didn't like it. Hard to explain. It's not anything complicated, but it's like gone through multiple phases and sort of iterations to get to where it's at. And then I still want to, sorry, I'll pull it back up, but I want to like add a little bit of like more movement and more animation. So instead of it just being like a static image on the UI, like I want to add a bit more, I don't know, more life to it. Probably update the background so it's like kind of a parallax effect or something like that, right? To give it some depth. I think that would be really cool. So we're just kind of like working through, I'm kind of working through that now. Yeah, Sanity and Unity, sure. I don't mind Unity. Do I know the term juice in game design? No, tell me. Yeah, a VR horror game probably doesn't need a whole lot of UI because, well, one, it's VR, so you don't typically have like a UI in that view. And then a horror game, I imagine everything's just so dark that it probably doesn't even matter, right? Just turn down the lights. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. I do stream like around this time every weekday except for Thursdays. So hopefully you'll come by again and hang out. I'd love to see you. I mean, I do have a VR headset, but if you have something you want to show, I'd be happy to take a look at it. So what is the term juice in game design? I mean, I feel like I've heard it before, but like the feel, polish. You're not sure exactly. It's either the polish or sound effects that take the raw challenge into something that feels satisfying, or yeah. Or it's fun mechanics that add some element of unpredictability or something that makes the game hard to solve directly. Yeah, so I think more than anything, it's around the the feel, right? So it's all of the above, right? It's the sound, it's the graphics, it is that satisfying gameplay. Specifically, this AI overview of it, Gemini's overview when I Googled it, is that it is all the things that make the game feel alive and responsive and satisfying without changing any of the core mechanics, right? So it's all the shit around that core game mechanic. And I think like that's exactly what I'm trying to accomplish here right now, right? It's like the core game mechanics are done and I'm not changing that at all. It's relatively simple. It's a relatively short game. And so what I want to do is create the juice, the artistry around this. Like I'm trying to tell a little bit of a story without like outright writing paragraphs of story. So it's a bit of world building, right? It's like sound effects. It's using the right words at the right time to evoke an emotion, for example. So that's what I'm trying to do. Miguel, thank you for the follow. I did notice you were lurking for quite a bit. I appreciate it. Come hang out sometime. Coding in metal, that's all you can ask for, right on, man. Probably not everyone's cup of tea, but I figure this is what I like to listen to. Right, I started just playing. I mean, everyone listens to lo-fi, and so I don't want to be another streamer who just plays DMCA-free lo-fi music. And what I figured out is like on Twitch doesn't give a shit about copyright, and so as long as I split the VOD audio and exclude the like anything that's copywritten in the VOD, it doesn't Twitch doesn't bother me, which is good anyways, right? Because I then download the VOD and I use that for shorts, and if it doesn't have music, I could put my own music in there. YouTube sometimes complains, but I also don't have any followers or real actual viewers on YouTube, so it's not the end of the world. But thank you for hanging out. Thank you for lurking. Like, you don't even have to chat if you don't want to chat. I mean, lurking just helps. It's a good way to support as well, right? Because getting the view count up gets me higher on the discoverability list, and more people, pop in. Okay, I was yapping for quite a bit of time. Let's keep working. We are in a break. I don't know if I wonder how many of you folks, if you're not in North America, actually get ads. Well, how did you know that I do there just Japanese? How did you know that? If you're in an ad, how did you know what I said? Oh, you didn't get one on my stream, but you do typically. Anyways, we're back from break. Thank you all for hanging out past the break. I do know that it is disruptive. There you go. I was just going to say, ads do suck. But the cool thing about Twitch is the Twitch Prime. And so, one, thank you, Pairbender, for your 9-month subscription. Appreciate you so much. Good way to dodge the ads and supports a small streamer. And so if you have a Twitch Prime, like I say this all the time before we go into ads, but use it, dodge the ads. If you don't want to use it on me, that's totally fine. Like, I get that. But you should make sure that if you have it, use it on a small streamer, someone else that you follow. It goes a long way, and God knows that bald fuck Bezos doesn't need it. I mean, Pairbender, speaking of like ideas, like I do love like being able to rapidly prototype something, right? Like I created these little stars in my overlay using AI tools, and it's just like fun to be able to like do small little dinky stuff, and it's not like a distraction, because like normally I have to like stop game development or get away from work or something, and it's like I could just like do fun stuff, right? And throw it into like things that are like inconsequential and throw it into a black box. And like, I don't care about the quality of code. I don't care to review it. I don't care to understand what it's doing. It's just, I want to do this weird, unique thing. And so, you know, please do it, right? And so this whole overlay has just been me like throwing things into Cursor and not giving a shit about what the end result is. That's fun. Did my cheers reset? It's so weird. Yeah, AI has been mad. What was that? The words didn't come out of my mouth there. AI has made making things with code almost the speed of like drawing or painting. Yeah. Where you have pen and paper. Yeah, it's like super. It's kind of like it's really exciting for prototyping. I think I still struggle with. The idea of like getting from prototype to production ready code. Like it's really interesting though, because I have a small team, like a small ninja team working on a new product idea, and they're basically building an AI pipeline to generate code and do tests and to generate tests and to test the code and to review the code that the AI is writing, like all these multiple agents. And it seems to be working pretty well, and we're about to go to production, and I'm really curious to see that intersection, like once we are there, like how it is going to hold up in the long term, because like that's like my last, like, I don't know, not misconception, but like that's the last thing kind of holding me back, of like being like, holy shit, this is absolutely game changing, right? Like I'm still kind of very skeptical that it'll be able to hold the test of time when it comes to scaling. But that being said, it's like as we scale, like why can't we just throw more prompts at it, right, and generate more scaled code, letting AI be the final product. Sorry, maybe I missed don't want to. So letting AI build the final product, yes. It's really interesting to see where that's going to go. When you with proof of concepts, when you code with AI and then you pivot to something else. Yeah, so what they've done is in their review bots, they do multiple rounds of reviewing code and cleaning up dead code. and like refactor. So they're constantly doing like this like build and self-heal loop. And it's and like basically they're just building a pipeline that they put, like all the devs or the devs on this team are just putting things through. And one of the really interesting things that we're trying to also accomplish is like this idea of like just like having, yeah, exactly. So it's not just like working in like an agent in your IDE and everyone's just doing their own prompts or having just like a rules or a spec document that's shared. It's like really building out a pipeline of like these very specific agents that do specific things, right? And the rule set that those agents need to do. No, this is net new. So it's I'll see how that plays out with something that's completely net new. Where I'm interested is in our legacy application that is like 10 years old, how we could actually pay back some of that tech debt with like the same kind of pipeline, right? How can we build a pipeline that we could throw bugs into that have like a very clear expected result and see what it's able to churn out. Yeah, to fix bugs, refactor, delete dead code. I'm so interested in like the viewing behaviors of Twitch viewers. Like people come and go so quick. I think they might have dropped. They might have dropped at the ad. But it's like they follow, like folks follow and chat, and then it's like they're just gone. Yeah, so it's just getting the velocity back up. Yeah, it's not even that. It's just like we don't have enough time. Like the velocity is fine. Like we're building new stuff all the time. Sometimes it feels like we don't have enough time to just like go back and fix like the low effort bugs, right? It's that still takes time. And so wouldn't it be cool if like, you know, someone QA or support or a customer reports a bug, it gets added to Jira, and then you just click a button and it gets fixed and tested and deployed. Like that's a really cool thing. Right, and so like there could be a world where actual customers or users of your product are able to report and fix a bug. Right? If you trust if you trust your AI pipeline enough, like why not? Right? I don't know. Could be a really interesting, like I said, I think we're at an inflection point where like some of this stuff is going to start to play out. I've never personally used Playwright, but I've used other testing frameworks. Sorry for the yawn. But we do have like an end-to-end team building out tests for coverage. But I also think that like AI can do it, right? I'm exhausted though. Your QA doesn't know how to code mostly, but our engineers don't write many end-to-end tests, so I want to find the gap between engineers writing unit tests and QA writing end-to-end tests at a high level. Yeah. So I think the problem that we have is same kind of thing. Traditional QA are not always don't write code. So is there a way for, interesting to see if there's a way for AI to turn test cases and test steps into end-to-end tests. I do think that it's possible with like a good framework. Obviously you could hire QA software developer and test, or QA engineers to write those tests. But the thing that I just pushed in our business was updating our definition of done to include test automation, right? And so our QAs write the test cases before we begin working on code, and then, or update it as we're working on code, like whichever, however, right? High collaboration there. But then the goal of like the developer is to build the feature and build the test automation, whether that is a unit, it should be unit tests. I think everything that is net new should have a bunch of unit tests. But then, the decision between the right integration and end-to-end tests, right? Unit tests are just a given because they're so low cost to maintain. Nice, you're going to the US for 3 weeks? For a few days, and so you might not be on. Look, that's fine, dude. Appreciate you letting me know. People come and people go. This is the nature of being a Twitch streamer. But I do appreciate you popping in when you're able to. So thank you. Already have brackets. I mean, streaming is interesting, right? Like, I don't know. I mean, any kind of marketing or any kind of like numbers go up type of thinking is really challenging. I think it really does come down to just like consistency overall, like making sure that I'm here consistently when I say I'm going to be here is just like the best way to grow. I do wish that like I was able to hang out longer on stream, because I think that also helps. I just don't know how to do longer. I really don't. Aside from like days off. So there'll be a couple of days in the summer where I'll be able to do that. But it's not sustained, right? And then like the folks who are gonna pop in, like let's say I take a day off and I'm on stream for 4 or 5 hours. Like in that 4th or 5th hour, if people are starting to like roll in at like 11 a.m. Eastern time, and I'm not able to do that more often, like they're just not going to show up in the morning because it's not the time that they're on Twitch, right? Oh, for sure. I do it because it's fun. I mean, I'm not trying to make money off of this. This is my brain. My brain goes to like how to make numbers go up. Well, yeah, Twitch kind of gamifies streaming and most streamers are gamers. Yeah, I think that also doesn't help. But no, I totally do this because it's fun, right? The Twitch Prime, it goes towards my my coffee fund, which I appreciate. But I'm not trying to get rich. In fact, like we've talked about this before, like I don't think I want, I don't want fame online. It feels a bit icky. Intensity, random dot range. Let's do 7.5. What's wrong with random dot range? Change all local range. What? Random dots. Dot random. Alright. What is wrong? Lots of Thursday in this mix too, which is nice. What's the error? Cannot resolve symbol range. Do I have, what's my namespace? Use class system.random or use class unity engine.random. Let's use unity engine.random since we are in Unity. Yeah, I don't know if people like this as background music, but I like it as background music. Is it loud though? I don't even know. It doesn't look that loud compared to my voice. Speaking of Thursday, I got this really cool set. Their 20th anniversary set album of Full Collapse. With like this beautiful, can you see that? I don't know if you guys can see that. It's a beautiful kind of picture book. Quite nice. And it has a little sneaky flap in the back with Jet Black New Year, which I thought was pretty cool. Not listed in the listing. Don't listen to a lot of metal, but you like hearing new stuff, right on. Me too. I listen to all kinds of stuff. Okay, so we are going to have one more break, and then I'll probably, well, let's get to the other end of the break, and then let's go see who we're going to go and raid. I think the plan is, why don't we, well, we are in an ad break here. Why don't we go and find, okay, we will get to like finishing the script. I'm hoping that I'm going to have an opportunity to do that myself. I do hope that I'll have an opportunity. I am going to just go Mad Chirpy. I'm actually kind of curious to see what he's working on. So I'm going to go over here. I was going to try to find someone else, but I think this will be cool to see what he's working on the trailer. And then in DaVinci Resolve. And then I'm hoping that I could maybe finish this. Like, I keep saying this, and like, this is my hope, right? To be able to like work on this game outside of the stream so that I come back with like something new. The reality just seems to be different, right? Like, work is busy, which is good, not a bad thing. It's not like I'm working 10-hour days, but it's still 8-hour days, right? I go straight from this, straight into work. And then from this, it's like eat dinner, spend time with my son. We have hockey practice. I have hockey. And then I have hockey late at night, and then tomorrow's my break. So, as much as I want to do more and more and more, like, the reality is it's not as easy. But I'm really trying to try to carve out that routine, and at least like we do it here together. So we're slowly making progress, but we are making progress. And I don't plan on disappearing in the summer like I did last year. Like, I want this done ASAP. So we will get it done. Let's go see what Mad Chirpy is up to in DaVinci Resolve. I'm super curious. Pairbender, an absolute pleasure to have you drop into chats. Thank you, and thank you for using your Twitch Prime on me. I appreciate it so much. Unity Coder, I know you're hiding back there, but always appreciate the lurk. Thank you. All right, let's go say hi to Mad Chirpy. I'm out of here. Have a good rest of your day, y'all. Bye now.